Hello everyone and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, January 2nd of 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everyone, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we do go live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time on Facebook and YouTube. And if you have stories that you would like us to talk about, send them to us to our subreddit, which is our iRedditcast, or via email, which is feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I wish to say it was a normal day, but I was very popular today.
You were just berated with compliments?
Yes.
About how fantastic your face looks?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Good.
So, it seems to work. I've been told I have a moldable face, so that's cool.
Yes, molded into something glorious.
I don't personally believe it, but I guess people think I'm a fairly attractive individual.
Yeah, well, you're kind of my local savant in terms of self-deprecation, so...
Yo, I feel like trash, but I want to be evil trash.
Nice.
I don't want to feel good. I want to feel evil.
So, feel evil?
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry, I have to say it like the person who I'm quoting. I don't want to feel good. I want to feel evil.
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm not a very good Skeletor, but I'm trying. I'm working on it.
It's okay. It's okay. Until you walk into a mirror and then stick your hand back out and punch it through, I don't care what you do.
That's all right. I need to get the vocal bits down for the Ken from Fist of the North Star, so that once I get that down, I'll be able to catch crossbows, bolts, and spin them around and let them go and let them fly away from my hands.
Do it. I'm sure nothing could go wrong with that.
Nothing will go wrong. I'm going to have someone fire a crossbow bolt. Did you hear about the YouTuber that died because
yes,
the girl, there were pranksters or something, and his girlfriend was going to shoot him through a phone book or...
No, that was part of them were pranksters, and they were also thrill seekers, and one of the things that they thought would be a great idea would to take a 50 caliber Desert Eagle pistol and hold a Bible up and shoot him in the Bible. Well, if they would have taken 3 minutes to just search that online, they would see that even multiple books does not stop a Desert Eagle. It'll stop a 22. But the Desert Eagle round promptly went through the book and through his chest, and he died.
Destroyed him.
Because that's what a 50 caliber round does to a human being.
And that guy's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Because of some lady's stupidity.
No, he agreed to it, and
that's true. Also because of his stupidity, and now she's in jail. So
Don't get me wrong. We both have a goal of becoming creators on the internet that get paid to talk into microphones and stare at ourselves through cameras and things like that. But it will not involve you shooting me with any form of pistol, Nathan.
Yo, that's what you think.
Well, I will not be willingly shot by you.
That's fine. That's half of the fun of making the video, dude.
So, everybody, if you're listening to this, and if anything has happened to me, you know where to go and who to talk to. I guess it is Evil Nathan. We are living in the...
It wasn't me!
Was it Evil Nathan? Are we living in the darkest timeline?
No.
You have to grow your mustache back and dye it black.
Yo, I can definitely grow up my mustache. I'll start twirling it, and then I'll just keep the rest of it shaved. Even though I grow a beautiful beard.
Fucking Chadwick. He says, wait, is shooting you with a pistol one of the Patreon rewards? How high are we talking? No.
We've already surpassed it.
No, we have not.
That was the $15 mark.
No.
It's coming, guys.
No, it's not. Also, let's face it, realistically how that scenario would play out is I'm shooting you because you're well, best case scenario, I die.
Shit. You got me there.
So aside from the wave of compliments over your beautiful face and luxurious hair, how was your day?
Not bad. I had decent food. It was kind of slow all day, so I got to do some work, and then I got to fuck around because I was really bored and didn't want to do work. and had already completed a large amount of work.
I wish I had that option.
So it's like I had finished a lot of the district cases from that we had from last year, and my boss wanted me to save some of those for some of the other people who work there. So I was like, all right, I'll grab some of the ones from this year. So I grabbed some of the ones from this year, which we had like 17 of them opened all day.
Oh boy.
So I just sat there and kind of like stared at them while I opened up Reddit and fucked around.
Good work, buddy. My office that I work for is supposed to have 13 and a half employees. Half is being a part-timer. And, today we had 2. So my day was completely filled with doing trying to cover everything for every single person in the office. And so I got literally nothing done today at all. It was dreadful and horrible, and I'm exhausted because I did nothing really besides help people on the phone and on the computer and just try to keep their heads on straight while mine slowly uncorks.
I don't think that's very fun.
No, it was not.
I also had a really
day.
delicious salad.
Man, I'd love a salad right now. I'm actually pretty hungry.
I would love really anything right now. I'm just kind of hungry too, yeah.
Yeah, you want to get into the news? That way we can get done and then go eat some food?
No, we're going to bullshit and extend this until I die of hunger.
For until you die of hunger. Nathan, like...
What? That's like 12 minutes, man.
I don't, like, YouTube... I was like, YouTube will let us stay live that long. Facebook will not. Facebook has a 4-hour limit on their live streams.
Yo, but they've live streamed some crazy shit, like that guy who that live streamed him shooting another dude.
Yeah, or those group of teens that live streamed them torturing a mentally disabled person.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's fucked up.
These are all things we've talked about in the past. Haha.
Things that happened last year.
The United States has one of the stingiest minimum wage policies of any nation.
This is submitted by Mort Wellian to Our Politics.
We pay our people crap.
Yeah, we do.
So in terms of comparing ourselves to the other wealthy nations of the world, the minimum wage...
But look how they're doing in other economic fields.
Depending on the one you're looking at, they're doing just fine. They're also not the ones that are... what is the national debt at now?
13 trillion.
Oh, no. I thought it was beyond that. U.S. debt clock. It is at $20.5 trillion.
Fuck me. That's way more than I thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's still...
That's all right. Cole will bring it back.
No. You are quite wrong, sir. So anyway, they compared across all wealthy nations, which I'm not sure, they don't really provide what their definition of a wealthy nation is, but in any case, that is what they're comparing it to. The federal minimum wage compared to what the median income is across that country, which I have problems with the way that median income is generated anyway. But beside that, the minimum wage, we literally rank at the bottom, by the way. Our minimum wage is 34.9% of the country's median income.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Do you know what the federal minimum...
Oh my god.
Do you know
it's technically over a third.
Do you know what the federal minimum wage is right now?
$7.50.
$7.25.
Damn, I was so fucking close.
Yep.
That's also disgusting, and this is why I hate tip-based economies. Tip-based economies should not exist.
It's pretty
in a lot
rough.
of European places, like it's weird to tip. You shouldn't.
In most places besides America, it's weird to tip.
And that's because in America, people are like living their entire lives off tips, where they get paid $3.50 an hour, hoping to get $20, $40 in tips a night.
Yeah.
Tim asks in the chat, what other countries are we compared with?
So if you want me to just take some pieces out of this this bracket here, the country in which I realize that this bracket seems kind of strange if you think about what it might mean, because the percentage is the percentage of the minimum wage that compared to the median income. And so it might just mean that nobody makes any money in the country if your minimum wage is almost equivalent to the median income. Depending on how how wealth is distributed. But in any case, the number one in the world is Turkey, where the minimum wage is 75.8% of the median income. Chile with 69%, New Zealand and France at 60%. Slovenia and Portugal at 58, Israel 57, Romania 56, Luxembourg 54. Just going to scroll down here. Korea's right at 50%, the United Kingdom 49%, Germany 46, Canada 45. Right above us, we are at 34.9. Right above us is Mexico with 36.5, Spain with 37.3.
That's cool.
Chadwick says this is hugely misleading if that's the metric. I know that and that's why it's always important to take any data that is given to you with a grain of salt, because depending on how the research was done and what things are being compared to, it is very easy to skew data to fit the narrative that you want. Now, that said, we still have a problem in America with our minimum wage, because the minimum wage is not enough to live on. Not even.
No, absolutely not. As someone who had been making minimum wage when it was $7.75 an hour up here, it was the fucking worst.
Yeah, that it is not enough to live on, period. Like,
I had to borrow money and then try and find money to pay back that money by borrowing other money.
Yeah, that's real bad.
Yeah.
Now, like, I understand, where it's like minimum wage doesn't necessarily mean that people should be able to make investments and buy a house and stuff like that, but they should be able to afford the basic human necessities. So a roof and food, as well as, like things like water, power, etc. But right now the minimum wage across the country is not enough to do so.
Yeah, it's by far not enough.
I mean, and you're not able to realistically pay for rent anywhere in the country. And if you can't pay for,
but $15 an hour is too much, Michael. They're just flipping burgers.
That's true, but I mean, that just because they're just flipping burgers doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able. They should still be able to afford the burgers they're flipping.
People just, I guess, inflation doesn't exist.
Inflation exists for everything besides the minimum wage, essentially. Yeah. I mean, if you...
Essentially.
The stories of, well, when I was a kid back in 1968, I worked a part-time job and was able to afford an apartment and pay for my way through school. Well, the part-time job that they worked was equivalent to like $18 an hour today. So...
Yeah, and that just doesn't exist nowadays.
No.
For entry-level jobs. I guess mine did. Mine's technically an entry-level job, kind of. I had to have 2 years of experience of like clerking and stuff.
The important thing to also note, anyone who is looking for a job, like when you hear Nathan say it's an entry-level position, it is an entry-level to that company, to that agency. That does not mean that it is entry-level to everybody. Nathan still had to have experience to get his job, which was kind of swayed in a lot of ways and was a bit of bullshit, but it got there.
What are you talking about? I did lots of great work at the Bosco's location.
At sorting Magic cards, right.
With sorting Magic cards and scheduling tournaments by talking with people overseas in Japan.
That is absolutely clerical work.
It works.
It works. It works. Shh,
I was the card czar. That was my title.
That's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Speaking of studies and how you can present the data, studies suggest sugar coma is real and that glucose ingestion leads to worse cognitive performance.
This was submitted by Mavia to Our Science.
So this is a study out of New Zealand, and they used a double-blind, placebo-controlled study that, and we already know that sugar is bad for you. Sugar is terrible for you. If you are looking for a way to improve your health and improve your life, cut out sugar.
I'm doing it. Today was the first day that I did not drink a sugary beverage. I've drinking nothing but water all day.
Like, if you want to lose weight...
And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to only drink water, unsweetened tea, and then, like, coffee.
Yeah, if you want to lose weight, cut out sugar. Sugar is what actually makes you retain fat. You don't need to cut out fat. You don't need to cut out carbs. You need to cut out sugar. If you want to feel better, cut out sugar. But also note that is extremely difficult because sugar is poured into literally almost everything we eat. So,
at least in America.
At least in America, yeah.
That's why you guys should start making your own foods from scratch. Like, you can make your own breads without sugar, and they taste actually, honestly, better in my opinion.
They taste pretty great. Anyway,
I don't like super overly sweet things, honestly.
The thing that they have found is not only is sugar bad for you, the type of sugar can influence how bad it is for you. Previous research into sugar has shown that different types of sugar can improve like your memory and stuff like that, and give you a little bit of a mind buzz and stuff like that. But they have specifically found that the sugar that is produced from glucose affects your cognitive ability. So it makes you less aware. It makes you less. You're not able to function as well as a human being if you have a bunch of glucose in your system.
That explains a lot. Seeing some of the people that come into the courthouse.
Well, and like other forms of sugar, like sucrose, which is like table sugar, or fructose, which is high fructose corn syrup, which you find which is made from fruit, sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener. These don't have the negative effects on your cognitive ability. Now, they're still bad for you, but they won't actually affect your ability to like think.
However, glucose will.
Yeah.
So Tim in the chat says glucose is literally the basic compound to make the Krebs cycle run.
I don't know what the Krebs cycle is.
It's about 15 parsecs.
God dang it, Nathan. Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondrial matrix and generates a pool of chemical energy from the oxidation of pyruvate, the end product of glycolysis. Pyruvate is
glycolysis?
No, glycolysis.
Do you extract it from tiny fake lizards?
No, Nathan. No.
You could have if you switched.
It can also be described as the citric acid cycle, apparently, according to Wikipedia. Tim is explaining carbs are broken down into glucose. So, well, which I mean, like the idea is that your bread is broken into glucose. So, I mean, eating additional sugar that's full of glucose is probably why it's bad for you. You're giving even things that are positive for your body in excess end up being a huge detriment. Like too much water is bad for you.
So some things are broken down into glucose, but eating just things with straight glucose is bad. I guess having too much glucose is bad.
And because sugar that is made out of glucose is just a huge amount of it is why it would adversely affect your system.
I gotcha.
So, eat responsibly and cut out as much sugar as you can. Mostly because a lot of your foods have, like, even the foods they don't add sugar to, have some amount of sugar in it. I mean, Tim in the chat room gives the example of like an apple. And like breads also unfortunately have sugar in them, but also like sugar occurs naturally in the world and you need very little. And so if you're looking for a healthier lifestyle, just try and cut out as much sugar as you can, because you don't need it, and it's extremely addictive.
Trust me, I do know. Them energy drinks fuck me up.
How's your kidney, buddy?
I haven't felt it since February, so
well, that's good. Yeah, I've not felt it at all.
That being said, it worries me that it's now embedded itself into my wall because I haven't yet to pee anything out.
Well, I mean, as long as it stays there and doesn't grow.
I don't know. Still don't kind of want it there.
I mean, yeah, I understand. What are you going to do about it, though?
Hope and pray because I have no money.
Good work.
3.
Man cleared of rape after Facebook message proves his innocence.
This was submitted by K Label to R News.
This baffles me.
Does it?
Yes. This man from the UK, Danny K, went to jail for 2 years over a charge that was placed on him in 2012. It took that long to go through the trial. He has been in jail, and his sister decided that she wanted to look a little further into it. So she went into his Facebook, found previously deleted messages that were easy to recover, and found that the entire case that was built against him was essentially fabricated because the prosecutors had deleted particular sections of the messages that were presented in the case.
dickheads.
So, because in the trial, they had given the impression that he had apologized for the act against her, when in reality, when they had the full message chain, he was apologizing for ignoring her.
Wow.
It amazes me. And so they present this, and he is now going to be released on his appeal. But the other...
Yo, I hope he like countersues for loads of money.
Well, and the sister's main question is, I am not technically savvy at all, and I was able to figure this out and find these messages within 20 minutes on a computer. Why were the cops not able to?
That's also a solid question. That's something that she should definitely be posing in her countersuit for loads upon loads of money.
Now, the gentleman is 26 years old, so fortunately, as much as I can use the word fortunately, it wasn't one of the cases where they get released like 40 years later and half their life is gone. But, jeez.
But I'm just surprised that the fucking prosecutors were deliberately fabricating and trying to dick this dude out of a life.
Well, and this is not the first case of this happening. I mean, there's been 2 other of these cases that have occurred recently that have completely collapsed on similar grounds. And there was also a case where cops did not disclose texts from the victim. Like, they had them, and they just didn't add them to the case.
Wow. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredibly fucked up.
So, at least you're out, guy, and I wish you luck in your future endeavors and recovering from all this garbage.
Hey, we got a comment on our tweet.
Did we?
Yeah.
I can't see my phone right now.
But it's Josh Waterman, and he quotes Booker T. Washington, "If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else." Because my thing was about airline safety.
That's why I'm just going to... That's why I've been, like, grabbing you by the scruff and just dragging you with me. Like, Nathan, we're going to do this thing, and you're like, oh, God, okay, come with me.
I guess.
Yep. You're more into it now. You actually decided to finally stand up and start walking.
I mean, I got to use my legs sometime.
Sometimes. Otherwise, they'll fall off. But unfortunately, that wouldn't kill you.
2.
Marijuana companies caught using banned pesticides to face fines up to $1 million.
This is submitted by Lucine Page to Our World News.
You know, people, this does not help an industry that is still trying to, like, even get a foothold. Like, they can see the ground, and they're beginning to set their toes down, and people are just going to come in with a stick and just break your legs.
Where is this at?
Canada.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, that's really unfortunate.
And they have...
It's like, because, I mean, here in America, we haven't really had too many problems with pesticides.
Well, and there are cases where people...
Oh, there's a paywall? That's fucking stupid.
There are cases where you can actually get past the paywall if you tell it to stop loading the page. Like, it'll load, you'll see the article, and if you hit the little X to stop scripts, it'll leave the page open.
I gotcha. I need to try that at work.
In any case, it doesn't work on every website, but it did work on this one, which is why we kept the story. Anyway, there's been cases of people that used to work for some of these retailers that they were given the instructions of hiding the pesticides in the ceiling tiles when the state
one of
workers
these
would come
patients'
check.
name is Scott Wood.
Yeah, but they're missing the Nathan.
Yeah.
He's just Scott Wood, but you are Nathan Scott Wood.
I mean, we both Scott Wood.
Nice. So, the other thing is that going back over previous shipments and stuff, the state has found that there have been using these illegal pesticides, 5 different illegal pesticides, as long as like 2014 and earlier.
Ooh, Canada. It's real bad for you. That's real bad, actually, because I have a friend who started investing in pot in Canada.
Well, we'll see what happens, but right now, for each violation, they could be charged $1 million, and that is to each production.
Jesus. It's
Now,
a lot.
Interestingly enough, people that are a little bit more learnt in the industry said that they think that it is a good thing, that it helps the industry become more vigilant and prevents corruption with the industry, and that it will only lead to strengthening the industry.
I mean, yeah, it's a blow, but it makes other people realize that shit's not gonna fly, you know?
They're banned for a reason, people. It's really bad for people.
Not only are you subjecting these people to these pesticides, you're subjecting them to inhaling them.
Yeah, like
heating them up and inhaling them, which I mean normally isn't good in general, but
yeah, don't do that.
You're making it even worse.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, what is this? Cigarettes?
No, sad. Oh, I got it.
You make me sad.
Yep, that's the one. I keep trying to stroke my beard and it's not there.
It's gone, Nathan. It's gone.
Oh!
Airlines recorded 0 accident deaths in commercial passenger jets last year. 2017 was the safest year on record for commercial passenger air travel.
This was submitted by Citron Blue to Our World News. Despite United's best efforts.
They tried really hard. But
they're like, let's fuck this up for airlines. Let's do it, guys.
2017 so far has been the safest year ever to fly on a plane. And so be less afraid when you're on planes. I know it's scary because it's different and unique and stuff like that, but you have such a higher chance of getting into an accident, getting hurt, driving to the airport than you do once you're actually there and in the plane.
Yeah. I mean, at least they don't have kiosks outside selling insurance anymore.
Did they used to?
Yeah, that used to be a thing. They used to have like little kiosks to sell life insurance.
Wow.
It caused a lot of people to put out life insurance claims against their family members and then blow up airplanes.
Wow. No.
At least I think that was at least a plot line of a Twilight Zone.
Okay, I don't think that actually happened, but maybe it
Dude,
did.
it had to have happened.
Not everything that happened on the Twilight Zone was not. No.
Yo, everything happened on the Twilight Zone. That was like a documentary.
No, Nathan. No, it was not.
Yeah, there's gremlins on the wings and everything.
Nope.
I mean, it was also this year also doubled the amount of coal deaths.
Which is like what, from 1 to 2, 2 to 4?
Yeah.
Was it literally from 1 to 2?
I don't know.
Oh.
I actually don't know the number for coal deaths, but I figure it's like the last 15 miners. A total of 15 miners died on the job in 2017. Damn.
Coal mining deaths double in 2017. Yeah, so it was from...
What was their last 15 miners? If only they had more regulations.
The even funnier part about this is that there are members of the current administration trying to credit Trump with his travel bans and stuff for keeping planes safe. And the response to that has been hilarious. 27 Chadwick says 2017 was also the best year for lightning strike deaths. Thank you, Trump. Because that makes sense. We love you, Chadwick.
I feel like it's Trump's fault that there is more lightning.
Well, the
somebody is angry.
The funnier part was that Mark Kelly, a former NASA astronaut, responded to his tweet and said, actually, it's the Department of Transportation, FFA, and NASA, and especially the airlines themselves who deserve credit. But if you're going to take credit for 0 airline deaths in 2017, then you should be taking responsibility for the tens of thousands of gun deaths, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think is appropriate.
Yeah, I would say it's fairly fucking appropriate.
So, in any case, though, do be less concerned when you are flying, because you don't need to be terribly concerned. Unless 2018 is just the doomsday year, and, I mean, in which case...
that was 2012. Nothing's ever been the same since then.
It's true. It's true. It's truly the end of days.
Yeah, I don't think there will ever be another timeline.
No, we are
after this one.
We are in the darkest timeline, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Nathan, what'd you care about in the last 24 hours? Really now?
Fuck. I don't even know. The one you sent me was really funny, actually.
You want me to pull it up real quick?
Yeah, it was like Roy Moore's lawyer is a longtime fucking Doug Jones friend.
Yeah, Roy Moore, which was the Alabama election, which, you know, had the whole big deal because they were super close and Roy Moore wouldn't concede and tried to get like 3 recounts even when judge told him it was over and all this stuff. Roy
Roy Moore. Say that 5 times fast.
Roy Moore, Roy Moore, Roy Moore, Roy Moore, Roy Moore. Happy?
Okay, faster. You were close. Faster.
Close. What's the baseline for this?
You have to do it super fucking fast. That's the baseline.
Okay. Well, anyway, his Jewish lawyer, which I don't know why they felt the need to point that out.
Because his wife at one point was like, Roy Moore can't be racist. He's got a Jewish lawyer.
Oh, right. So his Jewish lawyer not only voted for Doug Jones, but also helped raise money for his campaign.
Yeah. I mean, he was his lawyer for a reason, because he's doing his fucking job.
Yeah. I mean, people think lawyers are like, and I will admit, some of them are super skeevy, but the majority of them are just trying to do work and get paid.
Yeah.
And let's face it, a lot of the law is so weird, vague, and can be construed in so many different ways that it doesn't surprise me that lawyers are able to find crazy loopholes.
I just hate this air of arrogance that a lot of lawyers have.
I feel like they have to in some respects.
I feel like they have to in the courtroom. I feel like if you're out of the courtroom, you don't have to be a dick, you know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Dang, I actually had something and I have since forgotten. What was it, Nathan?
I couldn't.
Nathan, what was it? What was it, Nathan? Oh, I do too remember. So you and I both live in Anchorage, Alaska, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. What was the temperature today, Nathan?
Like 45.
Yeah, it hit 50 degrees today.
Oh, God.
You want to know what the temperature is everywhere else in the country?
Like 12.
Fucking cold. Like, last night when I was talking to...
We are the equator now, bitches.
Yeah, last night when I was talking to Tony, he was like, yeah, it's 8 degrees here. No, it was 4 degrees with a wind chill of negative 18. And that was in Oklahoma. And I was like, oh, that sucks, buddy. Sent him a screenshot of the weather saying it was like 38. And then this morning it was like 48, and I screenshotted that and sent it to him. And he's like, ugh. Tim, in all caps, what? Yes, it was 50 degrees today. Welcome to you living in the South and us living in the fucking polar areas. It is apparently currently 19, wherever Tim is at, somewhere in Oklahoma.
What's the weather here right now?
I can pull it up real quick. I have them.
Yeah. But yeah, we're the equator now, which is bad because all the spiders and everything are going to come up this way.
It is 40 degrees right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apparently it is 19 degrees. Fuck Oklahoma. Holy shit. It is 19 degrees in Oklahoma with a negative 15-degree wind chill.
Wow.
That is stupid. Not like, and the thing is, it's a negative 15-degree wind chill, but I lived there for 14 years, and the problem is that negative 15 in Anchorage does not feel like negative 15 in Oklahoma because the wind sucks away all the heat and carries it off into the abyss where it will forever die in the void. Like, it is disgustingly cold, and you cannot put on enough layers or anything that is thick enough because the only thing that you could wear is something that is completely like a vacuum so that air can't get through it. But that would mean that you would suffocate or just sweat into a pool of frozen gross.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be frozen gross, I'll tell you that.
You don't want to be frozen gross.
Not a good feeling.
Like, Oklahoma, I do not miss you, mostly because of your weather. Like, also a good bit of your government and stuff sucks, but that's a pretty universal
I'm just
truth,
pretty sure it's just Oklahoma.
35-mile-per-hour winds in Oklahoma right now, so it's literally Tuesday. Because then, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim says trash bags as an outer layer work well. Well, that I mean, that's just, you know, helps signify what Oklahoma is.
Booty.
Trash.
Just
I was gonna go with
steaming
trash.
Butthole.
I like how right as I'm talking about how much trash Oklahoma is, one of my family members who currently lives in Oklahoma is like, what's going on in the show? Logs in. Oh, I'm just trashing where I used to live. Don't mind us. It's really cold there, and it's not really cold in Alaska. It's 40 degrees, so that's cool.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. Oklahoma's not fun.
So
I had to go there a couple times. One of them was because of my sister graduating out of military camp.
Cool.
It was pretty shitty, I'll tell you that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I had to go from Oklahoma to Texas. And I'm not going back there. Probably ever.
Not if you can avoid it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go and get out of here, everybody. If you would please consider supporting the show, patreon.com/dailyinternet. Like, follow, and share us on all of those social medias. That is YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All of those are at iReaditCast. If you would like to download the show to take it with you, you can do so on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. 5-star reviews on all of those platforms helps us immensely. If you got stories you would like to talk about, and they don't got to be recent ones, you got something funny or interesting from 6 months ago, send it our way. Put it in our subreddit, which is our iReaditCast, or send it to us in an email, which is feedback.ireadit@gmail.com. You can follow me on social media at Schwahn Michael and Nathan at Bimmenstein. Anything before we go, Nathan?
No.
How's your face?
It's cold.
It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I have very chapped lips, too.
Well, welcome to my life.
I hate it.
My lips are like always chapped. It's awful. I'm constantly chewing on them.
That is not fun.
No, it's not. All right, everybody. That is your 408th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everybody,
don't get eliminated!
have a good day, everyone.
Bye.